excited, like all of us are, to get going, and he's in really good spirits.
Anything new with him this year right now? Did he add anything to his game over the summer?
Aside from the weight and the fact that he's got a little more juice on the ball for the two reasons I mentioned, he started where he left off in the spring, which is good, you know.
Hey, Coach Shenander talked about turnovers yesterday, and obviously you hate those. But how do you balance giving the defense kudos because they're turning the ball over, and also yelling at your guys because they threw a pick?
They're going to get yelled at no matter what. No, they won't get yelled at. But no, the defense has been doing a heck of a job. And I know, like, with regards to two of them, they were both tip balls, two of the ones we threw. And I don't know that last year we would have got those just because of the aggressiveness, you know, was maybe a little bit different than it is now. But, man, those guys went after those two balls in the air like sharks on chum. It was awesome. It was something to watch. Adrian threw one that he wishes he had back. His eyeballs are a little bit goofy. Noah threw one. Receivers were probably not the position they needed to be, and so if we know they're wrong, then we shouldn't throw the ball. We don't want to make a bad play with it. So, yeah.
How's Luke look?
He's doing a nice job. I know there was day before yesterday, we wanted to give him some reps with the ones, and he really did a nice job. He really did. So he's doing really well.
Where's he grown the most since spring?
Well, you know, he had some mechanical issues that we're going to continue to work on. So that's a big piece of chunk that he's kind of got squared away. But boy, I tell you what, he did a tremendous job on his playbook test, man. I mean, it was out of sight. So that part of his profile, I feel, is solid. The stroke issues will get straightened out. Obviously, he's a high work ethic guy and a great young guy. And then it's just going to be a matter of getting reps and getting some experience.
Are him and Noah legitimately battling for two, do you think?
There's a fun battle going on for that second spot between him and Bunchy and Noah. You know, I would say probably Noah has the advantage going into fall camp. But it's, you know, we want to make sure it's as spirited as we can possibly make it.
How about some of their targets, like some of the wide receivers that maybe have stuck out to you?
That's a great question, but I tell you what, I get so focused on what the secondary is doing in relationship to a pass play. I'd be lying to you if I said, well, I know that's Jamie Nance and that's JD. I just don't notice that. So they're just dots to me in my brain running downfield. Seriously, I wish I could give you more information about that, but that's just kind of how my goofy ass noodle works.
There was a play in a portion of practice that we saw today where McCaffrey kind of goes up into the middle, scrambles, and then flips it out. Is that indicative of what he's good at, and did you like that?
Oh yeah. As long as he has assurance when he's doing it. So one of the things we talk about, anytime you're on the move to the right or to the left, and you're going to throw the ball on the move inside, right? You have to have assurance, because sometimes what happens when guys get on the move and they burst, all they see is their teammates' colored jersey, and they don't see the guys around him. So another one that Adrian had, he was on the move inside right, and he threw it inside, which he very rarely does, but it got picked. He didn't have assurance. So seeing those things from Mac and making sure he has assurance, man, that's tremendous.
Did you like that play?
I don't know exactly which one it was, so when I see it on.
Did Ramir?
Did he?
And Ramir was open, like not near the sideline.
Then that's awesome. And it was complete.
Yeah.
Hey, that's golden, man. Let's go. That's sweet. I'm all for that.
When you talked about Luke doing really well on the playbook test, can you quantify that? I mean, like, did he make a big jump in that? Did he do better on that test than anybody else? Or
yeah, usually if they don't do very well, I won't say very much. But I mean, it was out of sight. I mean, it was. It was really, 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 really good. As good as I've ever been around for a young guy coming in to be able to handle 722 questions on playbook testing. Missing really very, very few. It was unbelievable.
How's Adrian's leadership been now in year two?
It's been good, and that's part of his requirement with regards to the things I talk about, the affective domain. But Frosty, as you guys know, he wanted to accelerate that process, and that's good. And he's responded real well, and he's getting more comfortable in that role. So, been good as far as I can tell right now. Yeah.
I know you. I know you don't love when quarterbacks work with outside people. Were you okay with Adrian going to the Manning camp and all that?
That was a different, no gurus, right? But that's a special situation for him. KZ went when we were at UCF and had an awesome experience. And so Adrian went this year, and it's really neat for them to see the other quarterbacks in the country to see how they measure up and get to know those guys. So it was a really positive experience for KZ when he went, and it was for Adrian as well. Yeah.
Have you kind of just seen Noah pick up, I guess, in practice, knowing that he has the availability and number 2 is his to lose?
Well, I don't know about that as much as it was just that, there weren't any issues with him being ineligible. Is he going to be eligible and all that sort of goofy stuff he went through last year. So going into spring, he got the reps he needed. I felt like he looked smooth, like the Noah that I knew back at UCF, and he's just continued that through summer and obviously now in fall camp. So, he's doing real good just because there's no cloud over his head, so to speak.
With the amount that Adrian played last year and the amount that he's seen, what, even say between snaps, what do you notice a difference with him? Does he process things differently, more efficiently?
That's a tremendous question, because I noticed that in spring. That's an awesome question. I noticed that spring, and then I'm noticing it even more now in fall camp. As we talked about last year, some of the things he's seeing now, there was something in his memory bank that says, "Oh, I've seen that before. I know exactly what to do." So just in that alone allows him to process the information that Coach Frost wants him to process, even that much more quickly than last year and in spring.